She works for a Fortune 100 company, but her passion is helping others pursue the American dream of owning their own business, particularly among the female persuasion. Catherine Brooks is founder of She's Her Own CEO. Thank you for coming all the way up from Atlanta to be here.
Thanks for having me, Layla.
All right, so besides working for Coca-Cola,
Yes.
you have this other company. What is She's Her Own CEO?
So She's Her Own CEO is a lifestyle and a brand for modern ladies who lead, provide, and create in their worlds. And their world could be anything. It could be as a corporate executive, it could be a television host, it could be an artist or writer. So whatever pursuits a woman chooses to pursue, this is a brand that helps to bring that to life and show the world who's boss.
And having worked for a large corporation, something that's so well known, what was it about being an entrepreneur that was so attractive to you?
You know, obviously the obvious answer is being your own boss, you know, setting your own goals, you know, deciding who you want to work with and for. But it's just pairing that skill set, I think, coming from the corporate world to the entrepreneurial world, it just made sense. And I've always had kind of an entrepreneurial mindset with different businesses, you know, in my younger years, even as a teenager. So this was something that pairs fashion, pairs a great message, a great empowering message that is such a hot topic right now.
Yeah.
You can't open a magazine without talking about, you know, inspiring stories of entrepreneurs.
Most definitely. And when you go to your website, so it is a lifestyle website,
Yes.
so you see wonderful accessories and things that are just very attractive
Thank you.
as
Thank you.
someone in the marketplace as a consumer, but you have a blog as well, which is sort of your practice what you preach
Yes.
kind of a scenario.
Yes, so I do update the blog. I'm trying to bring in interviews from inspiring women. It's also some of the topics we're going to talk about here today. So kind of tips and skills for success and things to think about for the future. So,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. So what are the 4 top things that people should keep in mind, women should keep in mind when they're pursuing becoming an entrepreneur?
Yeah, so many skills required, obviously, but the top 4 that I've brought here today. So know what you don't know, and let me expound on that a little bit. Know when to consult an expert. So let's just, you know, build the scenario. If you hated accounting when you were an undergraduate, don't try to file your own tax return.
Yeah.
If you have kind of a friend that kind of does websites on the side, don't be pressured, you know, to you know, employ that person. That may not be the right skill set or the right creative direction you want to take. So know where your limitations are. Think back to the skills that you currently have, and be honest with yourself. If you don't have those skills, go ahead and invest the money. That's where you want to make the investment.
And it sounds like you're investing your money, but you're investing in yourself.
Yes.
So it's not, you're not in the business to do other people favors.
Yes.
That'll come later. You want to set yourself up for success.
That's correct. Yes. Legal is another area. So yes, you can go file your own trademark and patent registrations. I wouldn't recommend it unless you really know what you're doing. You have a trusted family member, but I would suggest investing in a professional at that point.
Right, okay. And I have a question though.
Yeah.
Now, what would you say for people who are getting out of college, and we'll get into this a little bit later, but would you say that it's advisable to work for another company before starting your own?
From my personal experience, I would recommend it. I know that doesn't work for everyone, especially in this gig economy that we're in, so to speak, right now. Do, you know, what makes the most sense for you. I think there are invaluable skills that you gain in the corporate environment that you're not going to gain anywhere else. So my personal recommendation, if you have the opportunity, take the corporate job.
And to that, your other piece of advice is to ask questions.
Yes.
So how important is that?
Yeah, so if you're coming from a corporation, you know, you may have been managed by, you know, several tiers of leaders. So you may not be used to asking questions. You may be used to being dictated to, like, hey, Layla, go do this. When you become an entrepreneur, you really need to take that ownership. Don't be afraid to ask questions. So when you're engaging with a vendor or someone like we just talked about, like a professional resource, don't be afraid. You know, this is your investment. This is your time, your money that you're investing. So if you have a question for your lawyer, get every question answered.
Yes, most definitely. And you have a couple other points as well, so tell me about those.
Yeah, so written and verbal communication, key. So in your industry, Layla, I mean, you absolutely need it to be a success like you are. But again, coming from a corporation, you may not have developed your public speaking or your writing skills. So I would heavily and heartily recommend that if you are weak in that area, develop it. Develop writing and speaking, because the clearer you can be, the more successful your business is going to be.
Most definitely. All right, we've got another point to get to, but we do need to take a break. So coming up, hundreds of college graduates are entering the workplace. We'll provide the keys to success straight from this expert. Also ahead, helping to guide women in Charleston to become their own bosses by creating a community of female entrepreneurs. Stick with us. For college graduates embarking on life outside the walls of academia, they'll most likely be entering the workforce under someone else's management. Catherine Brooks is founder of She's Her Own CEO, and before becoming your own boss, it's important to learn everything you can before taking that huge leap into entrepreneurship. There's one more point that we were going to get to that's very crucial.
Yes. So coming from the corporate environment, if you're looking to become an entrepreneur, that fourth tip I'm bringing today is build time in your daily schedule to think, write, and create. And this is a difficult one, and we talked a little bit before the segment. You know, at the end of the day, you're tired, you've probably been sitting in traffic, but this point is just so crucial. And I found and derived a lot of success from just taking the time, even if it's, you know, a little bit of an insomnia type night, or an early morning, maybe before the workday, to just take my journal. And you can go to any kind of discount store, and there's one called TJ something. That you can pick these up. They're extremely affordable. Just find one that inspires you. But write down every conversation you have during the day, every person you meet. If you're on a conference call and maybe you're a little bored, but there's a tip in there, you know, jot it down, because every idea, every interaction is going to lead to something else.
Absolutely. All right. So for the college student who's now entering into a whole other world, what are some of the 3 key pieces of information that they should hold dear?
Yes. So the first one, and this one is challenging for some, but my advice is take the time to really understand the culture you're moving into. And when I talk about culture, I mean not only the communication piece of it, but the dress and appearance piece of it too. So on the communication piece, if you're coming from college, you may be used to communicating a certain type of way that includes a lot of emojis and you know, fun. It may not be as tight and as professional as it should be. Not to say that you don't have those skills, but that may be just kind of the environment you're existing in. So just take the time, look in your new environment, your new employer. How do people engage and interact with each other? How do they get things done?
Because let's not forget, we're joining the workforce of people who've been in the business for 20 plus years. So yeah, they're not going to come down to your level.
Correct. On the topic of dress, this comes up quite often. Pick one statement piece, whether it's jewelry, you know, there's a statement tee fad that's going on right now, so we have She's Her Own CEO. So pick something like this that has a message that's colorful, but pair it with what Layla has on, with a suit jacket and a professional, you know, to pull it together. So you're trendy, but you're also, you know, professional at the same time.
Absolutely. All right, and one more piece of advice. So this is going to be about taking time to learn the culture of the workforce? Okay.
So the written communication, the how you present yourself, the dress. So that's that tip.
Those are the most important things. And it's important to know that you can learn a lot from people who've done it before you. So it's really paying attention, because that's an investment in your future as well.
So the second piece is find a mentor. Look to that, you know, if it's a female, if it's a male, look to someone who has what you want, you know, has achieved that position, has, you know, gotten the level of experience that you want. And present yourself as a mentee.
Yes.
Show them what you bring to the table, and then also likewise gain experience from them.
Absolutely. We could talk for hours about this. Unfortunately, we've run out of time, but we can find out more information from Catherine. You can go to our website as well, and we'll have that coming up later on. Well, there's a powerful, thank you so much for coming in. All right. Well, there is a powerful tool for local entrepreneurs. Join the ranks of an enterprising group of women. We'll be right back.